Hello, political junkies. From the Chicago Sun-Times newsroom, we're talking politics. Big event this weekend, Indivisible Chicago's having its summit. Joining me now, Lauren Tucker, who's the Director of Marketing and Community Relations for Indivisible Chicago. They're having their event Sunday at Malcolm X College. And welcome. We want to know what your movement is, but what you're going to do and looking ahead to the elections. But could you just remind people how the Indivisible movement was born, the organizers, and what the Chicago group is out of this national movement?
Sure. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. We are a grassroots movement that started after the 2016 presidential election. There were a lot of people that were quite dismayed, and I think the election really shook everyone out of a certain complacency, especially in terms of progressive organizing and politics. And as a result, there were three folks who were ex-congressional aides who said, we've got to do something about it. We can't just sit around and mope. And so they started what was called the Indivisible Guide. It was basically a playbook to help people do something, to do something politically.
It just kind of grew virtually online.
Grew online, yeah. And it really just mushroomed across the country. Here in Chicago, Jason Rieger and a few friends of his said, we're going to do something about it as well. They got up and said, we're going to start Indivisible Chicago. It started in January of 2017. With 30 people, and I joined that group, and after the Women's March, after the inauguration in January, we ended up with 1,600 people, and we have now grown to 7,000 plus across the Chicagoland area.
And so what will happen Sunday at your summit?
So the summit is a citywide galvanization, think about it that way, where we really are getting not just folks who are already members of Indivisible, but also people who are really interested in getting involved this year in the midterms, in the elections. And so it's a summit really that's focused on galvanizing everybody to get out the vote in 2018.
Right, but so people know this is a Democratic-oriented organization.
I would say we're progressives.
Progressive
I want to call
Democrat.
it that. We certainly are going to support it, but we're not a Democrat. I think we're very keen on holding everybody accountable. We are looking at both Democrats and Republicans, making sure that we promote a progressive agenda,
which is usually Democratic.
Sure.
So here's what's interesting now. We're talking a few weeks before the March 20 Illinois primary, but it looks like from what you're telling me, you're looking at a longer view here, and you're not getting involved. We have primaries where there are big inter-party fights, and I've talked about this in some of these other videos that we've done here talking about the election. So you're staying out of the primary for what end, and look ahead a little bit and what you want to come out of this organizing?
Because our goal is to flip the House.
House of Representatives.
House of Representatives. We are very focused on flipping the House. We know that nothing really. Listen, there's a lot of things that have upset us since the election, but at the end of the day, rallies are not enough. Getting into summits are not enough. We have to get out the vote.
Right, and just so people know, Democrats need 24 votes to take back the House. We have just a few seconds left. What is if you could just tell me the 1, 2, 3 most important things that people should think about, who want to become active politically, and political junkies, my message to you is no matter what your views are, if you don't do anything, then you don't do anything.
Right, and so what we do is make it easy for people to do something. And so please get on to indivisiblechicago.com. You will see daily actions. You can sign up for daily actions. We use an app called Amplify that makes it very easy to get involved and make a difference.
Okay. Well, Lauren Tucker of Indivisible Chicago, thank you for joining me. I'm Lynn Sweet from the newsroom of the Chicago Sun-Times.